Welcome to a Fern Between Us drunkard episode.
Fresh out of the pool. We are two of the four owners of Evok Winery. My name's Jesse.
I'm Michelle, and I think it's episode 76, but I can't remember.
It's our anniversary today, guys.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Well, sort of. Not actually.
It's-
Not marriage anniversary. This is the day we started dating officially back before we got married.
Yes, this is the date that Jesse said.
May 13th. Oh, wait.
Ay, ay, ay.
Something.
This is the date that we were at our friend Emily's dinner party, and Jesse said, we gotta break up with the people that we're seeing, we gotta be together, we're gonna get married, we're gonna have babies, it's gonna be amazing. And I was like,
What were we all thinking?
And so we consider this the anniversary of his first proposal.
Kind of, yeah.
So we've been listening to music, having fun in the pool.
Taking videos.
God.
Jumping in the pool. No, I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna post those. But we've been having a great day. But we have been imbibing, so this should be an interesting episode.
Have we really though?
Yes.
We're gonna go out to dinner tonight.
Date
Celebrate. They do have a Four Seasons down here, so you know.
night. Mommy like. We are drinking red wine with ice in it. I know. Ew. What? But the red wine's not that good that we have to be drinking. So put some ice in it. Yum.
When all the wine's expensive, including the box wine, sometimes you drink the box wine incessantly with ice in it.
Exactly. So there's a couple of things that we want to talk to you guys about tonight. Let's see. The first one is Farmers Market is coming back. Whoop whoop. It's in June.
To the Dixon Tasting Room,
Yes.
not to our previous location in the Santa Fe deal that no longer exists.
Thank you for pointing that out. Yes.
So don't go there to find
It's
us.
the Dixon
Yeah.
Farmers Market that's coming back, and we're looking to have more farmers join in. We have plenty of space. Barbara Pollock is yes, and so we have alerts with all of her contact information on all of our social media. So if you're a farmer and want to join, check those things out so that you can contact her.
And it'll be every Wednesdays again this
Every
year?
Wednesday, 3:30 to 6:30, starting the first week of June.
Cool.
So that's gonna be awesome. Super cool, really fun. Everybody has a great time.
They often bring some music with them.
Yeah,
It's arranged by them, not us.
exactly.
So
We have nothing to do with it. We don't charge fees. Just come and sell your amazing product.
And or buy the amazing products that are there.
Yeah, exactly.
And have a glass of wine or beer while you're there. That's what I would do, you know? Or that's what I would do.
Yeah, you know. Okay. And then, what else do we want to tell you? We released the Malbec and the Refosco, this wine club.
Cool.
So
Are they good?
they're fantastic.
Oh, good.
These are two that I really am excited about. The Malbec, I feel like you guys nail every year. The Refosco, I feel like you nail every year. I think that's such an incredible talent to have consistency in your vintages, and so I love both of them. And Malbec is so great, and I focus on that one a little bit because Refosco, you guys have been just phenomenal at forever, but Malbec, and not many people know it, you know, so it's easy to impress.
Yeah.
But not many people know this a little bit earthier, more European style Malbec.
Yeah.
And I love this Malbec. I think it's so fantastic. So
That's good.
yeah, I'm excited.
We, two of my favorites, both of them make it easy on the winemaker. I don't know. You know, they just do well. Love it.
Maybe as a talented winemaker, you make it easy on the grapes.
I don't know. Now I'm blushing. I don't
Kinda
know.
like you're easy on the eyes.
Am I though? Not every year. It's a little less easy on the eyes.
All right, we do have some questions because we did skip last week. We posted a video from previous episodes before.
You are a little saucy.
You're a little saucy. So our questions are: what makes a wine win a gold one year and not the next? Right.
Ooh,
so we just
yeah.
won a gold at the Berliner Wine Trophy, which is huge for
Yeah.
Montepulciano.
Okay, so there's several parts to this.
Yes.
One, obviously, straight away vintage. Vintages are different one to one. You know, like 1 year to the next. The
Grapes
grapes
are
we
different.
get is the grapes that we deal with, and unlike larger wineries that source from 20 different vineyards all over the place to make one wine, we're sourcing from one place. We make one wine out of it, and you kind of get what you get. Like, we're trying our best to do the best expression of that grape for that year, that vintage. But according to your palate or whatever, but there's no way that every year is going to be exactly the same to everybody. Number two is probably more of a question or an answer from you, but there is a lot of luck in like where you lined up in the lineup, what other wines were there that year. It's just a little bit of a roll of the dice. Like, just because you win a gold doesn't mean that you shouldn't have last year, or that you would have with this same wine last year or next year. You know, in some ways. I mean, it's not that the judges are. Obviously, there is, judges do fluctuate as well, but the luck of the draw fluctuates more tremendously than the judges' palates on any given vintage, I would think.
I mean, that's an easy go-to for the reason, but we're not supposed to compare and contrast. So that kind of sounds like,
But-
according to other things that are in the
Okay.
category,
Yeah.
that you would be like, well, these ones are better, or this one is not as good as the others that I tried. And at really, really
Yeah.
prestigious competitions like
In theory,
the Berlin one,
Berliner, yeah.
you get one wine at a time. You are not able to go back and forth.
Good. Yeah.
It's that wine, you judge it on that wine's caliber,
Yeah.
which is huge. This is
But still, you're dealing with table to table, like one group of judges, their experience
Yeah.
was with Montepulciano, say, versus another table. Like, maybe you get a group where half the table doesn't, thinks of
Particularly know
an
it.
Italian wine slightly lower or something, just as a very, very, very back thought. Or is that not really a thing? Maybe not.
You're supposed to shelve all of your
Personal
preferences.
Preferences. Okay.
But you're supposed to really put all of that aside and be 100% in the glass what is a proper wine, and especially at some of these very elite wine competitions, you need to know what the elements are that bring together a properly made Montepulciano. And one of those things is a little higher acidity and some of those dark berry notes, but also a bing, bright burst of red berry.
Yeah.
So, of course, those details of what is a black fruit versus a red berry kind of thing are unique to each individual, but we can agree on that the construction of the wine is supposed to be a certain thing, regardless of where it is planted and made from. And so there are a little fuller bodied versions, a little lighter bodied versions, and you have to allow for that as an expression. But
So, all right. So there's vintage.
see, he's there too. Man.
Not so much the judges of the competition supposedly, and then there's the clear fact that if you're comparing Montepulciano of ours didn't win it last year, it's because we didn't submit Montepulciano last year. We're only taking one wine because we can't.
It usually goes in my suitcase.
It goes in our suitcase. So if we could submit every wine we make to a single competition every single year, which we never do, then we would
you
see
do have an
the
entry
fluctuation.
fee. You're not paying for results. You have an entry fee because they have to fly in all of us amazing judges and put us up, and you know.
So and especially in Europe, we can't even ship it, common carrier. So we're like illegally maybe not illegally, but we're personally carrying these wines in. So maybe we get 2 wines in a single competition sometimes. But usually it's just the one, and Michelle's like, I think I'll take Montepulciano, and that happens to win a gold. Last year we took Abbott Merlot, and we got a silver.
Yeah,
so
it actually
she's choosing well. She's
yes,
choosing well
thank you.
for sure.
Am.
What's tasting great on the list right this second, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's not. We didn't win one for Montepulciano at this one at Berliner last year because we didn't send one in.
Yeah. So there is some of that, and and vintage to vintage really does make a difference.
It does. It's huge.
You
guys will know. Yeah, I mean, anybody that's been drinking our wines knows that, like, some years
there's a
that
little bit
rosé is just insane, and some years I
it's
like it,
just
but
amazing,
it's not my favorite or
but
whatever.
it's not insane.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Amazing, not insane.
All right, I think we nailed that one. Nailed it. Mm-hmm. All right.
Hold on, we have a question in the gallery.
What can explain what that because you were in the Berlin competition, how does that work with the wines being submitted to a competition that you happen to be already in as a judge?
Nice question.
Nice.
Yes, they make sure so a wine is entered and it's immediately tagged with a SKU. So these are actually very technical competitions. So every wine has a SKU that is attached to the bottle, and then a sticker is scanned when it comes to the table, but it's still a blind, you don't get to see the bottle, but the identical sticker is on the outside. There are multiple levels of checking this in the back room to make sure. So not only is it when you enter, it's given a number. Then as they receive the shipments, they tag those. Then they double check them. Then when they're going into competition, they check them again. Then before they are put onto the flight, they check them again. Then before they're carried out to the judges, they're checked again. Then when they come to the table, you have a scanner. Well, the lead judge has a scanner, scans it, and it has to come up.
Has to match.
With the same thing that's in our little computer database. And that is how...
And all of this is unknown to the judges.
It's all blind.
So the only thing they know is that, yes, indeed, this flight contains Montepulcianos.
Yes.
And they've put them
From
in correct tasting order. They've put them in everything without the judge's knowledge whatsoever of any of it.
Yeah, and they also, if a winemaker or a winery co-owner, like myself, is a judge, they have to make sure to track that wine that they submitted to make sure it never goes to the table of that judge. Now,
often the judges are associated with a certain amount of wines that have come into the competition, or a situation where they may be familiar with that exact wine and they're not allowed to judge that wine.
And we've got a high level of tasting ability, so if you could identify your own, you really don't want that judge to be like, it's for sure a dumb gold, and that's not cool. So they make sure the orchestration of these is phenomenal. All right, so do you take your wine to share when you travel? So that's a complex one because a lot of times we don't have enough room.
Depends
in
on
our
how we're
bag.
traveling.
Yeah, but Chris and Lily go to Mexico, and they always,
Yeah.
they usually drive, and they take a bunch of wine to share with family and friends when they're visiting Liliana's family, which is amazing.
We'll have a family reunion later this summer.
Oh,
We
yeah.
take a few kegs usually, traditionally to share with everybody, including, and then also some bottles and stuff, but that's just family. Anytime we go to friends' houses, we definitely bring wine.
I don't know that you call that traveling.
Like say friends' houses in Colorado, friends' houses, you know.
Oh, yeah.
If we go somewhere, we put a case in the trunk for sure.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and it's not for like critical examination. It's just as like a housewarming gift.
Yeah, just
It's-
for fun.
Yeah, it's us being good
I
guests.
think
guess.
this question was
Yeah.
meant in that kind of realm.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
also,
we definitely try to.
Yeah, and I mean, we're doing an event promoting New Mexico wines in Strasbourg. So I selected wines to bring with me. It was very difficult. All of you New Mexico wineries are amazing. I love you. Sorry I couldn't bring every single person,
All the wines.
all your great creations with me.
Right, we could only bring like 4, 6. How many?
There's 7.
7 wineries, 7 wines.
7 wines,
Yeah.
6 wines. I'm sorry.
we do that. We do have 2.
I mean, I'm curating it. I'm gonna have a little favoritism just because I can. I'm very clear about that though, and I tell everybody. I'm not trying to be sneaky. Anyway, okay, last question. I shared a wine of yours with Napa Snobs. I always love when people Napa Snobs. They only drink Napa wine, and they said this was the best wine ever.
Nuh-uh.
How do you get more people to try your wines? One, I would love to hear which wine it was that you shared.
Yeah, that'd be nice to know. And under what circumstances? You know,
Circumstances, that's a good one.
That's fabulous. We get this a lot actually, and I really appreciate it every time somebody shares our wines with their quote wine drinking buddy friends, the one in the group
Snob.
that knows all the shit about everything, or whatever. Like those people are great, and we are some of them where we're like, oh well, at a dinner party I'll tell you what's crap and what's not, but
we're really open. We try to not make it snobby.
We try to make it not snobby, and I think everyone should. And the people that generally really snob out don't know as much as they think, and they've just focused on one spot. They found something they liked, focused in on it, learned a lot about it, and everything else tastes like something different. It's cellar palate. Basically, it's a winemaker's cellar palate. It's a you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's kind
completely.
of it's one of these things where the more you taste one flavor, the more that's the right flavor, and
Yes.
then nothing else is going to taste like that quite. Right?
Which is why you should keep trying different wines. 100%.
Nothing wrong with loving a region. Go for it, and for the people that do and nerd out, that's great too. And there is too much. There's too many places in the world to nerd out on all of them.
Yeah.
Especially for an average person that's not gonna just make this their whole life. Michelle nerds out on lots of regions, but if you have to choose one, choose your favorite one and go for it, I guess. But also, I think everyone should be open, and maybe this is a good example because we hear this a lot, like.
A lot of California people actually come into our tasting room and say, I don't know, prove me wrong.
And then we do for them, and we're like,
and they're
yes.
so excited. And seeing somebody really have that amazing moment where they have found a New Mexico winery that has blown their mind, and
It's
they
fun.
didn't know that you make wine in New Mexico. It's amazing.
Yeah, and and then it can happen. And how do we get our name out there or get new people to try it? It's you guys. It's word of mouth. It's
our wine club members.
the little thing here and there. Like maybe this show has introduced 10, 20 new people to us.
Yeah.
Maybe wine festivals in New Mexico introduce us to a few. We don't do many of those anymore, but like there's all the things that you do introduce you
That
to one or
stuff
two.
that we don't do anymore.
Right?
Yeah, that was amazing.
but they definitely introduce you to like one or two.
Yeah.
Each one thing introduce you to one or two or three new people, it's just,
Yeah.
it builds organically for us anyway. There's
Yeah.
probably other models, but
I'm sure. Well, and we've been drinking, so I can't remember all of them. Let's wrap it up. We gotta go to dinner. And clearly I still have pool in my hair, so before we go, we never remember to say this, but when you buy a bottle, you plant a tree. Eden Reforestation Projects is our partner, and every single time you buy a bottle, we plant a tree with them.
Yeah.
Super cool. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the other side.
cheers, guys.